Did you know there's a hidden character in the amazing world of Gumball, who's way scarier than any horror movie? Cartoon creators love hiding little details and Easter eggs in their episodes. We see that in almost every animated movie ever made, but also in many animated series. However, it's not that common for one of these hidden details to be something truly creepy and disturbing, like this bizarre character from the amazing world of Gumball that you probably never noticed, but he's always been there, watching you. Mon and Eyes, stick around if you want to know the story behind this interdimensional being that gives everyone the chills. Get ready because your mind is about to be blown. Before we talk about the origin of Mon and Ice, that's the name of this creepy character, we first need to go over all the times he showed up in the series without you noticing. The most curious fans of the amazing world of Gumball swear that the mysterious Mon and Ice has made at least 3 appearances in the show. The first one supposedly happened in the pilot episode released back in 2008. You can see a completely dark figure with white eyes standing in the corner of the schoolyard, not too far from Gumball and Darwin, hinting that his connection to the main characters might have originally been stronger than with the other students at Elmore Junior High. But after that, years went by and Mon and Ice didn't appear in a single episode, until his second sighting 6 years later during an episode from Season 3. That supposed second appearance happens in a scene where Gumball and Darwin are using the computer in Elmore's school library while interacting with Bobbert. And if you look closely in the background, there's a small, shadowy figure with long, thin arms, holding a book that looks suspiciously like the Necronomicon. Just kidding, about the book part anyway. But the mysterious little character's appearance seems to be real. The third supposed appearance happens in The Genius, when Anais and Gumball are arguing with the floating brain that solves everything using logic. At the moment when the scene becomes distorted due to Gumball's crazy ideas, fans claim they can see Mon and Eyes in one of the hallway shadows, right behind Tina Rex and Tobias. Gumball is that kind of cartoon that makes you laugh almost from start to finish. After all, every single character is funny, even the ones who barely say a word. Some of them make you laugh just by looking at their faces, like Banana Joe. But even in the amazing world of Gumball, there are a few characters that are completely mysterious. Like the van guy whose face we've never actually seen, only his glowing white eyes. And others are just plain creepy. Like the clown who delivers a telegram from Nicole to Darwin and Gumball in the episode The Procrastinators. But believe me, none of them are as terrifying as Mon and Ice. So how was he discovered? When did he first appear? In fact, he might be the oldest character in the amazing world of Gumball. The first rumors about this character started circulating online back in 2013. That's almost 10 years ago, when a Reddit user, the famous site for theories and debates, asked if anyone remembered the first episode where this soulless-looking character with eyes that seemed to pull you into an endless void had appeared. The truth is, most people didn't believe it, so the user went ahead and posted a low-quality screenshot or photo proving he had seen the character in the episode The Genius, and again in The Kiss. The problem was that everyone who tried to watch the episode and paused exactly at the timestamp the user mentioned could never actually see the same Mon and Eyes in the library with Bobbert and Gumball. Then over time, someone discovered that the user wasn't lying. In fact, in the version he was watching, which turned out to be a pirated one, the person running the pirate site had intentionally inserted Mon and Ice, not just in one, but in several different scenes across many episodes of the amazing world of Gumball. The big question is, why would someone intentionally add a character that doesn't exist in Gumball's lore, and that practically no one would notice? And even more, why make it such a terrifying, bone-chilling being? After a deeper investigation, the shocking truth was finally revealed. Mon and Ice is actually real. What most people don't know is that none of the characters in the amazing world of Gumball were originally created for the show itself, but long before Cartoon Network even thought about producing the series. That's because they already existed. Ben Bocquelet, the creator of the series, had designed several characters for different projects that were later scrapped one after another. He kept all of them stored away in his drawer, and when he realized he had enough characters to build his own show, that's when Gumball was born. This is one of the reasons why the characters in Gumball are also visually and stylistically different from one another. They were never originally meant to be part of the same show. That's when he decided to create the pilot episode of The Amazing World of Gumball in 2007 and showed it to Cartoon Network producers, hoping he could finally get his own series. And in that episode, we had several characters who later became part of the show, like Banana Joe, Hector, Tina, and even a creepier version of Miss Simeon. The thing is, some other characters created by Ben were also there but never made it into the series, like that guy with a cardboard box on his head, and this other one. A character that's literally a black ball with white eyes and long, thin arms and legs. That's right, Mon and Ice was there from the very beginning, in Gumball's very first episode. If you're enjoying this video, do the smart thing and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any of our future videos. Here's the thing, Mon and Ice is actually a name that originated on the internet. No one really knows how. That's because this character, who was indeed created by Ben Bocquelet, was originally called Circle Guy by the artist. But the truth is, he was never actually used in the show. Originally, the plan was to use him as a villain. After all, with that look, how could he not be? Now, what kind of villain he would have been is up for debate. Maybe darker and more terrifying, Maybe Rob's mentor in the Void, or possibly something much worse, like the embodiment of the Void's own consciousness, or even its creator. There are tons of theories surrounding Circle Guy, or simply Mononis, including some that claim he could show up in future seasons of the show, or even in the movie as the main villain. It's impossible to say which version is actually true, but one thing's for sure, there are definitely some pretty disturbing things in the amazing world of Gumball. Like we mentioned earlier, the clown, who's basically an animated version of one of the creepiest horror movie characters ever. Pennywise, the killer clown from It. After fans discovered that the clown appeared far more often than both the show's creators and fandom had claimed, supposedly only in 5 or 6 episodes, they realized he actually shows up in over 10, always lurking in the shadows, purposefully hidden in the animation. That sparked a huge debate about why such terrifying characters are placed in kids' cartoons, even though this was only officially shown in Season 6's episode The Curse of Elmore, and it turned out to be an edit made by Tobias to scare Leslie and Alan as a prank. That was more than enough to get cartoon fans' minds spinning with the wildest and creepiest theories imaginable. Some even think he's a child kidnapper just like Pennywise, the character who inspired him. But the same idea also applies to Mononis, who truly exists but was used only in the pilot episode before being forgotten. Or more precisely, falling into the Void, the most dangerous place in the amazing world of Gumball. Most fans have no idea about this, but the truth is that all cartoons, no matter which ones, are made by adults for children. And adults have a special talent for creating bizarre theories about characters and situations inside these shows. Besides that, they're also the best at sneaking in creepy moments, subliminal messages, and hidden Easter eggs in cartoons, something we keep seeing over and over again in animated shows. The truth is, at some point, someone, most likely an adult, got access to the amazing world of Gumball episodes, downloaded them, and uploaded them to a pirated website. But that wasn't enough. This person supposedly dug deeper and discovered a bizarre character that had been scrapped from the show's story, and to complete their twisted plan, they used that discarded design and inserted it into random moments throughout multiple seasons, creating a real hunt for Mononis. They set up extremely creepy and disturbing situations, like this one, where Gumball is being tormented by his own classmates, and Mononis shows up as a spectator, clearly enjoying every second of it. Maybe the person who posted the theory on Reddit 10 years ago is the same one who created the pirated site, and the same one who painstakingly inserted this creepy character into several episodes. Or maybe it really was just an innocent boy or girl who happened to notice the strange figure popping up randomly. But the fact remains, he was placed where he didn't belong. That gives the whole thing a terrifying, eerie vibe. As if the creepy clown that occasionally appears in Elmore's streets wasn't disturbing enough, always staring straight into our eyes instead of looking at the other characters. The thing is, Mononis is truly there, with his hollow eyes silently observing everything and everyone, his mouth shaped in a way that makes it impossible to tell his mood or feelings. It's as if he's just a black void where all emptiness and lack of meaning gather and live. If that's not creepy, then honestly, I don't know what is. Gumball usually makes me laugh, but today, it definitely succeeded at making me feel genuine fear. Like Bugs Bunny would say, "That's all, folks." Or, is it? We're leaving 2 more videos, so you can keep watching with us. And trust me, they're worth it. See you later.